This patient suffered a severe workplace accident, causing him to lose all of the toes on his right foot. You can see the relationship between his occupation and this incident and the resulting changes on his skin. This video also explores the mental changes that one can go through after a traumatic accident. Thank you for watching this video. Like it with a big thumbs up and share it with your family and friends. Yeah, I appreciate you coming out here from California, brother. You said you just got here a couple of days ago? Yeah. All right. Why don't you go back over the story for me, what happened here with your right foot?
I'm a sanitation worker in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
And I was working, I've been working like 25 years doing what I do, but at the time I was a single man route driver. So just me by myself servicing compost food waste inside of a federal building. And as I was servicing the can, I was on a dock. It's kind of hard to explain, but I was up top. I wasn't on the street level with my feet servicing the cans.
Right.
I was up a little bit on a dock servicing my cans above. But me being on the dock, it was some shredded paper, and I either stepped on it and it was wet, and I slipped. And when I slipped, I grabbed hold to the truck handle, and I braced myself with my foot, and the blade of the truck violently came down and had me crushed for about 15 minutes.
Wow. So your foot was trapped in the truck?
I was trapped in the truck.
So how were you able to alert your coworkers that what was going on?
Somehow I had my phone in my left pocket.
Okay.
And because I couldn't reach around to do the leverage myself. It was a truck that I wasn't familiar with. It wasn't actually the truck that I take out every day.
Right.
So I couldn't really remember how the leverages was, because if I would have pulled the wrong leverage, I'd probably be dead.
Okay, wow.
But I was stuck for 15 minutes, had my phone in my pocket, called the supervisor, told him to call another sanitation worker in my area, you know what I mean? So my local, I mean my garbage man, my neighbor, my route, and he came about 10 minutes, 15 minutes later.
Wow.
And I coached him. He was relatively new, so I coached him on what I believe the leverage was to release me to let the blade up. Okay. So I told him to push the top one, and when he pulled it, it just released. I fell out, and man, my foot was big as a football. Wow. My foot was
so you actually fell into the rear of the truck?
I fell in the truck. I'm a garbage truck survivor. Like, you know, people don't survive from stuff like that. A depressing kind of a person. But I became extremely depressed. They got me like probably everybody else who goes through amputation.
Well, there have been studies about depression following amputation. You know, like in our diabetic patients, but also on traumatic amputations like yourself, wartime amputations, things like that. So what you're dealing with is very common, what you're going on. I remember going to an event years ago at Walter Reed Army Hospital for a new building they were opening up for soldiers that had returned from the battlefield who had undergone significant amputation, loss of limbs, you know, IEDs and all that stuff. And I met guys who lost 2 limbs, 3 limbs, 4 limbs. And young cats too, man. The youngest one, he had lost 3 limbs, he was 19.
Wow.
And, you know, folks who go through those stuff, man, it is, you know, the physical thing, you know, you recover from that. You know, you heal up. And yes, you deal with the pain and everything that's associated with physical healing. But what goes on in the mind and the emotions and everything, and the depression and everything like that after such an incident, PTSD and all the other kind of stuff.
Exactly.
You know, have they worked on that end for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I see therapists, and you know, they pretty much diagnose that as PTSD.
Okay.
And it is some my stuff. So I'm like, the things that they talk about, the things that I think about in my own head because of it, it's real.
Gotcha. what I'm collecting here, because it looks like you have a nail fungus, I want to send to the lab.
Okay.
All right. Just to confirm it. But yeah, the non-diabetic amputations I've ever dealt with have always been workplace, like yourself, especially warehouse workers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The forklift is notorious for foot trauma surgery.
I believe
Yeah. Yes, sir. All right. Your big toenails looks like the one that's the most affected, but we'll see how it all goes. Now, following the incident, have you noticed anything different with how your left leg functions?
Yeah. Well, in the beginning, I most definitely did. And my left leg started hurting almost just as bad as my right one.
Okay.
I'm talking about my foot. I was feeling a lot of pain in my foot, and I'm thinking, because when I told the doctor this, he said it's because I'm trying to compensate from walking lightly on my right foot, and so my left foot just started going through all kinds of pain.
We call that compensation, because with what's happened to you, your body weight is now thrown off completely. So now you're bearing more weight on your left side. Your body's doing more work on the left side. So that's going to add stress and strain to the musculature, to the tendons, to the ligaments, to the bones, everything. And it's not going to be just your foot. It could be all the way up to your neck.
Yeah.
Because that whole chain from the foot up to the back of the head can be thrown off. So, that's why I asked you earlier, did they do the corrective shoes with the filler for where the toes used to be and all that kind of good stuff. Are you still in therapy? Physical therapy?
No physical therapy. No physical therapy.
Okay.
I'm in mental therapy now. I do a bunch of other classes.
Okay. Got a corn here. Now, the issues that you're having with the skin on your feet, right? Were they prior to the accident?
Probably both.
Both?
When I went through, after the accident, I went through, probably said about 2 months, 3 months after my first surgery. Just went through this real depression. I didn't want to deal with nothing, feet and nothing. I didn't want to look at it. It just, I got really turned off, and then, but I kind of had it wasn't that bad, but it just got worse because I wasn't paying that attention.
Gotcha. I'm glad you're on the right road now, man.
Too.
You say you got the wife working with you and helping you out?
Yeah.
That's great, man. Well, I'm glad you were able to make this trip, man.
I'm really glad I'm able to make this trip. It's just like an overhaul. You need this first.
How long ago did you discover the channel?
Not long, man. But I've been into this. I don't know what it is. Is it a thing? I don't know how I just started. It was Dr. Lee, I think his name.
Yeah.
I was watching this guy, and then I seen you. I was like, let me see what you got, and I was like, you make more sense. So it's been about over a month or two. But I watch it a lot. I've seen a lot of your videos.
Okay. Pretty thick callus here on the big toe. Part of it, you got some arthritic changes in the big toe. I'm not getting the full range of motion of the big toe. I should be able to move it a whole lot further than what I'm doing here now. So when you lose motion in the big toe, you get increased pressure on this point. Just because you lose range of motion doesn't mean that body weight when you walk is going to disappear. Just like you're noticing with what's happening on your left side as a result of your accident, your right foot. Those body weights, that body weight, those forces just don't disappear because it's not there. It's just going to shift somewhere else. There we go. There we go. Sounds like the next patient's got a baby in here.
I don't know how my luck be when I travel. I always get another big dude like myself, or the baby on the plane. I don't even be like, you know what I mean? You look like, oh, I got a little lady coming in. And she walked right by me, and here come big homie like me. I'm like, hey, flight attendant, could you help us?
Gotcha.
Every time.
Okay, here we go. That's looking better. Now, do any of these calluses cause you any pain, any discomfort?
Very much discomfort. It's just I feel a pinch, like a pinch, something pinching me when I walk.
Okay.
On that, what you just took off.
On the big toe?
Yeah.
We, you know, sometimes we actually call that a pinch callus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's exactly how it feels, and that's exactly how it forms. The skin getting pinched inside the shoe. There we go.
Man, kudos to you, man, because you got some rough patients coming in. I mean, I'm rough too. I was like, man, I don't know if I'm as worse.
Not the worst, but
I know.
You know, like they say, whenever you think you have it bad, there's always somebody who has it worse than you do.
Yeah.
But you know, we don't turn anything down. We're not afraid of any challenge here. So,
Appreciate that.
you know, you're definitely gonna need some orthotic assistance on this left foot as well. I don't know if did they make anything for both feet or just the right foot?
Just the right foot.
And you need something for this left foot as well. Again, because of the compensation issues.
So what I'm gonna need, like the brace thing?
No, just an orthotic.
Okay. Just to help lighten some of the load.
Exactly. Redistribute the weight across the bottom of the foot.
Okay.
Just forefoot here. So after an amputation, this part is what we call the stump. So it looks like you had some good healing to the skin. Did you have any complications after the surgery as far as the healing of the skin and everything?
No complications after the surgery, but the pain of this, you know, that stuff. But as far as the healing and stuff, it just both doctors was like, you're healing great.
Okay. So in this foot, where are you feeling your phantom pains mostly?
Where are you at right now?
Right in the big toe area? Big toe, second toe?
Yeah.
So for those who don't really understand what that's like, why don't you explain what you're experiencing when you're having phantom pains?
It's almost like my toes are there, or I'm having some responses to some toes that's not there. And the pain of it sends signals of burning sensation to say, hey, I'm not here. Or it communicates.
Gotcha.
So the communication just let me know that I don't have the toes there, but the burning sensation is real from that phantom pain.
And how often are you having them now?
I have them all the time.
All the time?
Yeah, it's every day. It's not a day don't go by that I don't have phantom pains.
Are they predictable, or they just pop up?
They can pop up anywhere. Don't matter where I'm at, sleeping, on the train, working, driving. It doesn't matter. It just comes when it comes.
Wow.
The effect of it is it kind of stops me in my tracks.
Also, with these procedures cause imbalance within the foot itself. So you have these calluses here and here. Okay. Because when the toes are amputated, it's not just the toes themselves, but it's also the tendons, the muscles that go along with it, everything that creates balance within the foot. So that's why we will see these changes in the skin after an incident like this. All right. Are you having any issues with the leg on this side, ankle, knee, calf?
I had at first my ankle and my calf it used to swell up. That was in my first year. After that, it haven't really did much.
Okay. Yeah, let's get all this taken care of. So how's your day-to-day right now? So as far as what you're able to do or not do that you were used to be able to do?
Activity-wise?
Mm-hmm.
Just knowing that I wasn't doing what I was really doing, so I'm not trying to, coming out of the depression, you want to be as mobile as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So, walking is not my biggest thing, so I ride a bike a lot.
Okay.
So that helps me mentally and physically. You know, I lost 30 pounds.
Wow.
You know, so I'm still trying to cut down some stuff, but that helps me dealing with my emotions and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Not for sure why they never offered this to me with my dietitians that I had. Like I asked, it was gun ho on cream and a bunch of other over the counter stuff that I knew just wasn't gonna get the job done.
There's no cream by itself that's going to help with this, my friend.
Stay tuned for part 2 as I take care of his heels and you can see the wonderful transformation of his feet.